Oh yeah, it's the weekend, and you know what that means. It's time for Pixels and Bits on the Overshield.com with your hosts, Corey, Manny, and Tommy. And now, broadcasting from planet Earth, it's time for Pixels and Bits. Welcome to Pixels and Bits on the Overshield.com. My name is Corey. Hi, welcome to episode 89 of the world's greatest gaming podcast on YouTube, as announced by us. My name is Corey, and I'm your host as always, and I'm joined by my co-host Tommy. Say hi, Tommy.
Hello, Internet.
Manny is not here right now because, well, I think he's been using that, pendulum thing, that little hourglass thing from Harry Potter 3 to make him go back in time and shit like that. And he forgot what... Yeah, the time turner. And he forgot what day it is. He thought the podcast was tomorrow, but he fucked up by going back in time so much, so he ended up 2 days ago, and it's today. If you could piece together that sentence, you get a cookie. Anyways, it's time to move on to the news desk. Hit the music. Alright, so we got a bunch of new games coming out. So, first off, next week we have, for PS4, we got, and Steam, Firewatch. Do you remember seeing this at E3?
Probably.
It was the one that kind of had the interesting looking cel shaded graphics, and you're kind of like in a nature reserve or whatever. It's interesting. It's a first person wilderness set mystery game, and it's coming out next week on February 9th, and it's going to be set at $20, but there's a 10% discount if you pre-purchase it on Steam or you buy it at launch with a PlayStation Plus account. I'm actually very intrigued by it, and might end up picking it up. Oh, by the way, I have some good news for you, Tommy.
You do?
Yes. Rocket League developer Psyonix has confirmed that the game is coming to Xbox One sometime this month.
Awesome. Looking forward to picking that up.
Yeah, right now they said that they're waiting on a release date officially from Microsoft because they're going through the certification, but once that's done, they'll have the game out as soon as possible.
Cool.
And if you guys haven't played Rocket League before or don't even know what Rocket League is, I'm just going to say this. Rocket-powered RC cars playing soccer. Boom. It's soccer with rocket-powered RC cars.
So basically they made soccer interesting.
You know, Manny would probably punch the shit out of you for that.
Probably, that's why I said it.
And I might too if I wasn't so used to that shit, considering where I've grown up, and I have a family where nobody else even gives a shit about soccer. I mean, not even my extended family, nobody there gives a shit about soccer. I'm literally the only relative of 50 people who gives a shit about soccer. Yes. Anyways, oh, by the way, there was a new Lego game announced. Yes, because we all knew this was going to happen. Lego Star Wars: The Force Awakens.
This is. I like it, but I kind of thought they will wait till after Episode 9.
Maybe. Here's the thing. I knew it was going to happen. I think this was coming a little bit sooner than I thought it was.
Yeah.
But and oh, by the way, it's coming. If you're wondering what it's coming out to, it's coming out to everything. It's coming out to a PlayStation Vita, 3, 4, Xbox 360, Xbox One, PC, Wii U.
And the DS. Yeah.
It's gonna come out for your TI-84 calculator. Play Lego Star Wars while in calculus and shit. That'd be fucking dope.
Yeah. So as far as price though, I hope it's not 60. It doesn't feel like it should be a 60.
Oh no, it'll be 60. It'll be 60. Here's the thing. I've never had a problem with the Lego Star Wars games, or I always like the Lego games to have a certain charm to them and whatever. And I liked how this was announced.
Yeah, the
I
trailer
like
was
the way
funny.
I liked how I like the announcement trailer, how it's literally just the original teaser trailer of the Star Wars movie. It said they just did it in like the Lego style and added little bits of Lego humor, and I thought that was kind of funny. Now, will I pick this game up? Nah.
Really? You're not?
No.
You sure?
I mean, I like the Lego games, but would I buy them? No.
I have the complete saga, so and that one's also backwards compatible, so I can have that on the Xbox One. So I'm looking forward to picking this up. I'm just not sure. I hope there'll be more content. I think they said there will be some extra content that will gap sort of like 6 and 7, Lego humor form and all that.
Yeah.
But I don't know if it is going to be 60. I don't know if that's going to be worth it.
I would have laughed my ass off if like there's like a Force ghost that appears and it's like Hayden Christensen's ghost, and it's like, wait a minute, and it gets shoved aside by the old Darth Vader ghost.
See, that would be funny actually.
Because I always loved like Robot Chicken's joke about that. It's like, hi. It's just like, who are you? It's like, I'm young Hayden Christensen. It's just like, wait a minute, why didn't you turn young? Oh. Oh. Next up, Xbox One actually has another release coming out late February. So who remembers that that odd kind of game project called Super Hot?
No, I don't know.
Okay, Super Hot is a very interesting game. What's the best way to describe it? It's a first-person shooter game where when you move, the world moves. Basically, it's like one of those. It's a tight corridor shooter where like you have to kill guys that are attacking you, but if you don't move, time slows down. You can move past the bullets, but the quicker you move, the quicker time moves.
Okay, that sounds interesting.
It's very, very interesting, and if you've never heard about it, look up Super Hot on YouTube. It's an interesting game, and if you find it interesting enough to buy it, well, good news, it is coming out later on Xbox One, Linux, Mac, and Windows on February 25th. Wait, I'm sorry, I misread. It's coming out on Linux, Mac, and Windows on February 25th. Xbox One's getting it next month.
Okay, then.
Because the ID process is taking longer.
Let's see.
I forgot to read that little detail. My bad. Another game that's coming out in March. I think this is okay. So have you heard of Black Desert Online?
No.
It's the Korean MMO that's been featured like a bunch for the past few years. It has this really super in-depth character creator where you can like make almost lifelike looking characters. You never heard of this?
I've never heard of this.
No, I mean like it literally has like some of the most detailed MMO characters I've ever seen, and the character creator is like it makes Skyrim look like for like fucking handicapped people.
Oh wow. Okay.
It's crazy. It's crazy deep, and it's coming out. It's this Korean MMO is finally launching in North America, Oceania, and some of Europe on March 3rd. I'm interested into it. Now, here's the thing. If you're interested in just messing around with the character creator, well, guess what? You can mess around with the title's free standalone character creator.
Okay.
So if you want to get a hold of the thing that people have been really talking about in terms of this game, because here's the thing, every time I hear anything about this game, it's like, oh my god, the character creator is the fucking greatest. Okay, what about the game? Oh my god, the character creator. I've never really seen a whole lot of game footage of this, so I'll do a little interesting. I might do a little run into this game and see what it's like, but I don't know. Speaking of which, there is a beta for the game that does run from February 18th to 22nd. Oh, and there's a let's see, what is it? The base game is $30.
No, not too bad.
It's not too bad. Like I said, it's only launched in some of the European territories and stuff like that. It's other countries like Ukraine, the Baltic states, Belarus, Georgia, Armenia, amongst others, are locked into the Russian servers, which means, along with the Korean and Japanese versions, the games are based around free-to-play schemes and have different publishers. So some of the European versions will, design-wise, in terms of how you unlock stuff, will play differently than ours. So, like, our model is less free-to-play, where theirs is.
Okay.
More free to play. Yeah. Oh, by the way, it isn't a Pixels and Bits unless we talk about, of course, a new Humble Bundle.
Oh, of course.
And who else has a new Humble Bundle but Ubisoft?
Interesting.
Now, what can you get from the Humble Bundle? Well, what if I told you can get Rayman Origins Grow Home and Call of Juarez Gunslinger for just $1?
Not too bad. That's really good, actually.
Pay more than $7.59, you also get Far Cry 3, Splinter Cell Blacklist, and Assassin's Creed Chronicles China. Pay $15 more, you also get Assassin's Creed Rogue and The Crew. And if you pay $75, you get all that, plus you get an automatic pre-order for The Division. Also a free t-shirt, and also 66% off any Ubisoft game.
Okay, it's not bad.
Now here's the thing, that's a neat deal. But I'd say wait another week or so, and there'll be another 3-4 games added to that list. And that's when I think it would be good to pick it up in terms of paying that over $7.59 average. Now, would I pay the $15? I don't know, because The Crew I honestly think sucked. And Assassin's Creed Rogue was probably the only good Assassin's Creed game that's come out since Black Flag.
No, man. Well, yeah, I wouldn't know. I'm so behind on my Assassin's Creed game.
It was the one that launched simultaneously with Unity, whereas Unity was like the next gen one, and then Rogue was like the previous gen one.
The previous gen was better.
Yeah, the previous gen one was way better.
Yeah, I mean, I have the game. I just haven't touched it yet. I have all the Assassin's Creed games, but I haven't played any of them yet.
Yeah. Anyways, moving on. If you are a huge hipster and you also really love, and I mean really love, Pokemon, well, you can make yourself the world's biggest hipster by buying the Pokemon Red and Blue version soundtrack on vinyl.
You know, I don't even own one of those things, but I think I just might purchase it.
I got bad news though.
What?
There's only 500 copies.
What's the price?
$50 a piece.
Fuck.
But I gotta say, this vinyl looks awesome.
Really?
I mean, no, I mean it looks like, I love how like even the vinyl is like colored itself like a Pokeball. I mean, here,
that's awesome.
You tell me if you could put a picture of this in the video to show them how cool this looks.
Oh, I sure will.
And how much it sucks that this is only 500 copies.
500 copies, $50 a piece. You know what? Kind of sounds worth it. Maybe. No, it's not really worth it, but I don't know. Yeah, that is pretty cool.
I like how the cover art is a take on Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Band. So with Charmander, Bulbasaur, Pikachu, and Squirtle instead of the Beatles.
That is pretty cool.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, that's too much, though. Yeah, honestly, it's too much.
I'm just gonna say this: if you do buy that and you are a hipster, I will. Good for you.
Yeah, good for you.
Because you are now, to me, less of a douchebag in my book. Do I say I hate hipsters? I hate ones who are forward about it. If you understand what I mean. You know,
well,
like
hipsters don't admit they're hipsters. That's how you know that's a true hipster. Apparently.
But then there's the like hipsters that just always bitch and complain about shit, and those are the ones I hate. I don't know. Okay, so let's talk about hipsters. Let's talk about probably. I would say I can't say that these two are hipsters, but they're definitely some of the most hardcore beloved people in their areas, and that is Hideo Kojima and Guillermo del Toro.
Oh yeah, you know, Silent Hills, right?
Yeah, Silent Hills. I mean, well, I think this is interesting. At the 2016 DICE Summit, which is headed by the Academy of Interactive Arts and Sciences, guess who the keynote speakers are?
Those two.
Yeah, Hideo Kojima and Guillermo del Toro.
Ooh, that's awesome.
That will be very interesting.
So they might bring back Silent Hills from the looks of it, then, right? At least that's the
No, but
speculation. Or...
I want to hear I would just want to like hear their version of like of what happened.
Okay.
If they can't even talk about it.
Yeah. Oh, so you don't think they'll bring it back?
Well, how can they?
I don't know.
Because fucking Konami would shut that down so quick, and so you guys it's like, oh, you're gonna shut down the project, mean you're gonna make Silent Hills yourself? No, we're gonna make Silent Hills Pachinko. Pull the lever.
Well, they can just slap it with a different name and just change things, make it their own original horror story, right? Because we don't know how much of it was done, right? Do we?
No, we don't know how much of it's done, but here's the problem. Silent Hills has that name brand power, and I think just that alone would have been like a huge like shot in the arm for for the horror genre, because like keep in mind, when was the last time that we had like a good game out of like one of the like I want to say pillars of horror, like the Resident Evil games, Alone in the Dark, Silent Hill,
Five Nights at Freddy.
You know what I'm No, never.
I know, but that would be the closest thing to horror in recent times.
I would argue maybe Outlast or I wouldn't say Slender was not that much of a horror game. Amnesia though was probably the biggest shot in the arm that needed, but even then, it's still such a niche thing. And I would love to see it be like a big thing and like developers throwing huge amounts of money into it and everything like that, or publishers throwing huge amounts of money into it, but. Alas, we're gonna get more of these, futuristic, semi-futuristic shooters.
Oh, okay, cool.
Which I'm just gonna go off for a second. When can we get more World War II games?
Well, that used to be Call of Duty.
I want my World War II.
Wasn't there? Let's see. I think there was one. I just saw it on Reddit. Someone recommended this World War II game that I guess did it right. Battlelone 1944? Battle Lion or Battle... I'm fucking this name up.
Oh, you know what? We'll look at that next
All right.
week. All right, now let's talk about this. Take-Two Interactive's getting sued over the 2K basketball games.
Why?
Okay, so they're getting sued by a tattoo studio.
Okay.
Because apparently the tattoo recreations of the characters and the athletes in the game is too realistic.
What?
So, yeah, according to Hollywood Reporter, Solid Oak Sketches filed a copyright for the tattoos of 8 different NBA players, including LeBron James, Kobe Bryant, and a couple other guys that I've honestly never heard of because I don't follow the NBA. Who gives a shit, to be honest?
It looks too realistic?
Yeah, for the unauthorized reproduction of tattoo designs. This is a similar thing happened when Mike Tyson's tattoo artist sued over The Hangover.
Oh, that's just for parody purposes. But I mean, it's
but because the design is exactly the same, it's considered reproduction, and they should get money for it. Claiming that the value of the tattoos is over $819,000. The studio wants $1,144,000 to permit perpetual license to use the designs. As James' tattoos are visible on the cover, the claim James is one of the guys who made these. I'm sorry, Man, there's a lot of names here. LeBron James. They're talking about LeBron James. As James' tattoos are visible on the cover, the claim maintains that given that those 2 tattoos are on the face of the 2014 game, their marketing promotion value is conservatively at least 4 times the value of the rest of the tattoos. So just because his tattoos are on the cover, or are on some athlete who happens to be on the cover of a game, that means he should get money.
No. I don't think there's a case for that.
This isn't the first time something like this has happened. In 2012, another tattoo artist successfully sued THQ for the same thing for one of the UFC games.
That is so stupid.
So here's the sad thing. He's probably going to win. Because this is...
Because the picture... No.
Because a case like this, because the exact same thing has already happened. There's already been a precedent set. So my guess is that the judge is going to be like, well, same case happened 4 years ago, so same conditions. I'm rewarding the plaintiff or whatever it is. I don't fucking know legal shit.
Yeah, if I was judge, I'm like, no.
If I was judge, I'd be like, that's kind of fucking stupid. Get out of my court. Dismissed. Anyways, now let's talk about a little game that I'm a little sad that got canceled. A little project that got canceled. There was a VR project being made by this guy named Eric Terenshiki. And it was called Ant Simulator, and it was a VR game where you play from the perspective of an ant.
That sounds so stupid that it could be great.
It sounds stupid, but it's just like you think about it, it's like I kind of want to see what it's like to experience the world of the size of an ant. It's kind of an interesting VR concept.
It's just darkness.
Well, there was even a Kickstarter held 2 years back, about a year and a half, 2 years back, to help fund his company, which is Etiski LLC. But as of last weekend, he's leaving the company, and the project is now canceled.
Did it say why? Or
it's because he alleges that his partners secretly spent the overwhelming majority of their funds on restaurants, bars, and strippers.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, that sucks.
And he claims that they have all covered their tracks to the point where it wouldn't be worth to sue with a rock-solid contract and proof of the meetings that occurred which Terenshiki claims are bullshit. Yeah, he noted that he signed the LLC agreement with them, though, having been friends with them for 11 years, a move he regards as a mistake, and has since resigned and canceled Ant Simulator. Man, I tell you what, those are some shitty friends.
Really shitty friends.
This is some really shitty friends. 11 years? God damn.
Should have invited him.
Oh well, we'll always have Sim Ant.
At least I can watch Ant-Man. I'll get the experience there.
But you'll never get the experience of being Paul Rudd.
No, I won't.
No. That is the end of the news desk. And it's time to move on to the middle segment. And the middle segment is, I want to talk about something. So I think this is a little interesting. So Fire Emblem Fates is coming out in the next month or so. And it's a new Fire Emblem game for 3DS and everything. What I think is interesting is that the game has been split into 2 copies. Extremely similar to what happens with Pokemon. But I would say more so with this. There's been split into 2 copies, Birthright and Conquest, which have very different stories. Now, and there's also a third story that's coming out in the form of DLC. Now, here's my question. Would you be okay with this, with the game being split into 2 different packages, but each package offering a different experience? Or would you rather that the game be one package and have it all in just one package?
You see, that's tricky, because I think Nintendo can do that and get away with it, but if EA were to do it, everyone would just slam them. You know?
No, I think you're right. It's like, hey, who wants to buy Battlefront, the first-person version? Who wants to buy Battlefront, the third-person version? The only difference is we lock the camera at a certain point.
Yeah, I really think it's based on, like, a developer and publisher behind whoever makes it. Nintendo, we can trust. Nintendo has proven themselves that when they release a game, you will get a lot of content with it. Like, the price is values, and it matters.
Yeah. Now, here's the thing. What if say, Halo 5 came out and it had the story because let's disregard the fact that the story isn't exactly balanced in the favor of what's the new guy's name, like Locke or something like that. Yeah, Agent Locke and Chief. Because if I remember correctly, it's literally like a split of like 9 Locke, 3 Chief, essentially in terms of the missions.
Pretty
right?
much.
Yeah. So imagine if that was more 50-50. Imagine that say Halo 5 came out and it was like, hey, pay us 40. There's 2 versions. There's the Master Chief version of the story and there's the Locke version of the story. $40 gets you either the Master Chief or the Locke edition, and you still get all the multiplayer, but you only get one side of the story, and you can pay another $20 to get the full side of the story.
Well, knowing me, I would do that regardless because it's Halo.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just giving a similar example of somebody who can do something similar to Nintendo and maybe get away with it. Maybe. It depends on how well that story is that they're selling you for $40.
Yeah, normally the Halo stories is great. I mean, this one, the fifth one, is obviously the weakest. To me, it just felt like the first act of a story that they're setting up. Because originally, I mean, it was going to be a trilogy, but then they announced it's going to be a saga. So I think the story got affected by that decision. I would be okay with that. I would kind of trust 343 that they know what they're doing if they were to like split the story. Like, okay, this is the Lock edition and then the Master Chief edition for Halo 5. As long as I feel like I'm getting like a really good story experience and the content to go with that for the campaign missions, they gotta feel different for each version, or I guess to feel justified, not just sort of like a like slap on different skin kind of thing, and just and have like similar campaign missions. They each gotta feel different, I feel.
Okay. I mean, they have to feel significantly different enough where it's really just not like there has to be gameplay changes. Can't just be story changes.
Maybe some gameplay changes based on like there is a difference when you play as Master Chief compared.
Like, because like Master Chief is a Spartan too, so he's naturally much more powerful and everything like that.
Correct. And then Locke is a Spartan 4, so there's obviously some differences.
So they rely much more on the teamwork and stuff like that with squad mates.
Correct.
So that would be an interesting little. I guess it would be called a gimmick.
Mm-hmm. So if they did something like that, I would support that idea, and like hope like it's the right like they do it in the right direction for the franchise. Personally,
see, my biggest fear though is that like someone would take this approach and just be like, instead of just let's just take different features of the game and just sell them as different packages. So like Call of Duty comes out and it's like, hey, guess what? Here's like $30 for the multiplayer. Here's $20 for the zombies. Here's $20 for the story.
And I wouldn't be surprised if some company decides to do that.
Oh, God help us.
I wouldn't be surprised to see that in the future, honestly.
I will. You know what? It's as much as I want to say, oh no, it'll never happen. Of course, it will happen. Somebody will experiment with it, and it's either gonna be a franchise where it's guaranteed to work, or something that's so hyped it'll guarantee to work, either a la Call of Duty or Battle or something that's overhyped.
I'm thinking Assassin's Creed for some reason.
Assassin's Creed would be one to do it. I think where it's like, oh, here's the Assassin's Creed story, or you can get the Assassin's Creed online.
Well, I wouldn't think online. I think honestly they'll split it like story wise, because they didn't do online for Syndicate at all.
Which I am actually very surprised that it's taken them this long to come up with a competent co-op Assassin's Creed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I feel like they might do a different like two-side kind of thing, like with Templars and Assassin. If anything, I feel like that's the direction.
So
they would probably go.
like, you mean like, where like one or like you play as like. Actually, that would be interesting now to think about it. So like an Assassin's Creed game where it's essentially the same story, but you're playing one side of the coin. So you're just playing the Assassins or you're playing as the Templars.
Yeah.
And you know what? I'm thinking like it's what Sonic Adventure did, or Sonic Adventure 2. Yeah.
Yeah.
But instead of actually giving it to us all in one game, it's just like, hey, who wants to buy separate games?
And I feel like if we're gonna have an assassin and Templar, I feel like the two of those main characters will have to know each other like in some way, from either best friends or relative.
Yeah.
For us to care, I don't know.
No. Question.
Uh-huh.
Are you going to buy Fire Emblem Fates?
I don't have a 3DS on my own.
Are you going to buy a 3DS?
I plan to eventually, and yes, that will be on my list to purchase, as well as, Pokemon and some other DS games.
Here's the thing. I was going to pick it up regardless just because I am a big Fire Emblem fan. Not a big Fire Emblem fan, but I really enjoyed the previous Fire Emblem game, Fire Emblem Awakening, that came out. And you know what? I think the thing I enjoyed the most was just seeing like what different characters I could pair together and like what different combinations of kids they would make. Well, because like it was like, oh, I'm gonna pair the dragon girl with like this big hulking behemoth guy. I'm gonna pair like the really like nerdy magician guy with like this kind of sadistic warlock girl. It's just like I'm gonna make some of just the weirdest pairings, just because. Like the princess is like it's like, oh, I've fallen in love with like this this foul mouthed soldier guy. Well, oh, if you never played the Fire Emblem games and you do own a 3DS, owe it to yourself to pick them up. So I believe that's the end of the middle segment. Then it's time to move on to my favorite segment, your favorite segment, everybody in the world's favorite segment. It's time for people doing stupid shit. Hit the music.
Wicka. Yeah. It's a short day today for at least the podcast.
It is going to be a fairly short podcast today.
All right. So let's see. What would be... All right. So you stole a wallet, and you decided...
I say nothing.
Okay, well, you stolen a wallet.
I knows nothing.
You-
I knows nothing.
You stolen a wallet, and you took you open it to see what's inside, and you decided, you know what? I'm going to turn myself in. What would you think that would be? What would be your reason to turn yourself in after opening up a wallet?
It's my wallet.
You know, not too bad, but no. That's actually a really good one. I don't think you would get in trouble for that, for trying to steal your own wallet.
Officer, I just found this wallet in my pocket, I swear. I think it's mine, but I can't go with the guilt anymore. This money feels wrong.
Alright, well, the man named Connors, he opened up a wallet, saw what's inside it, decided to go to the police station and turn himself in for calling, and then basically he said the reason why is because he was a scum, because he realized the man he robbed had Asperger's. Oh no, not Asperger's, some form of autism that he robbed at night. So he stole like its coat, and yeah, coat, phone, and wallet.
Damn.
At the alley, and after opening up the wallet, saw that the man had autism, and then he decided, realized that he was a scum, and decided to turn himself in, which is pretty good. An honest criminal. I like it. I like that. Sort of.
It was Paul Rudd.
Paul Rudd. Yes, and he put on the power suit and he became small.
That's how the autistic kid never saw him.
Oh, jeez. I heard Ant-Man might be Giant Man in the Civil War movie.
That would be... I could see the possibilities.
Mm.
You know what would be the greatest thing ever to appear in Civil War, but it can't happen, is Deadpool.
Yeah.
Just to have his chaos there.
It'll be great for the Deadpool movie that he breaks the fourth wall and just talks about why the X-Men and Marvel characters can't be friends. That would be great, wouldn't it? Or
hey guys, how come you're not with the Avengers? Can't talk about that.
Oh, you said the A word. No, we can't say that. All right. So this man decides to set himself on fire after the wife fails to cook him fish.
Wow.
Mm.
I guess you could say that he had to grill her out.
Jeez. You don't even get it, but no, you don't get that. Anyways, yes, this Kenyan man attempted suicide when his wife refused to cook him fish because she was tired. He allegedly fought with her and then she ran away. He then locked himself in the house and set it alight.
What?
Yes. He sustained burns to his butt and head by the time neighbors pulled him out of his burning bed. So, yes, and that was
Wow.
a really short article for that one.
That was pretty short, but
Yeah,
just damn.
the fish that they use for this article is just a simple goldfish.
It's just a
It's
goldfish.
just a goldfish. Like they didn't really try. Where is this?
Woman, I want you to cook me this goddamn goldfish. I'm too tired to cook a goldfish. Why the shit would you want to eat something like that? I don't care. There ain't no food here. There's just fucking ketchup in the fridge and a goldfish named Freddy. I want him, Freddy.
I want them from the carnival, and I want to eat them for dinner. All right, so for my last story, that's a really short day. Anyways, if you were going to sell drugs, where would you think is the worst place to sell it?
Between a police station and a church.
Very good. Very close.
Actually, you know what? That'd probably be the best place because they wouldn't think to look there. So probably the worst place to sell it is probably the most obvious spot. So like behind a dumpster. I'm thinking logically.
You're thinking logically, but you should go more closer to your first guesses.
Yeah. So, I'm gonna say the worst place to do it is on a cruise ship while you're on vacation.
Not too bad, but honestly, you were more right on the police station kind of thing, because the man was arrested trying to sell drugs in court.
Gotta pay my court fines. Hold on. Hey kid, you want some of this kush?
Yes. Most people wouldn't think about committing a crime in a courtroom, but one Pennsylvania man was caught trying to do just that. Yeah. So on Monday, a 35-year-old Christopher Durkin appeared in a Pittsburgh court to face a driving-related charge. And then the county sheriff's department had said that after his time with the judge, he was caught talking to someone in the seating area and was asked to leave. That person then told the officer that Duncan, whom he did not know, had offered to sell him Suboxone, which is intended to ease opiate withdrawals. I don't know, it's some drug. Tell you what I'm reading right now.
I have no idea what that drug is.
I have no idea what that is. Suboxone? Fuck it. Anyway, it's a drug.
It's drugs, kids. Stay away from drugs.
Yeah. He was subsequently arrested on 3 counts of drug-related charges and taken to jail. So yeah, what a stupid thing to do.
You know, I'm probably guessing that's what like happened. He realized he's like, shit, I ran that red light. I don't have the money to pay for the fucking fines, but I do have all this. What the fuck was it called? I don't care. All this S-word stuff on me. So I think I'm just gonna try and sell it to this guy next to me. He looks like he'd use a pickup.
Well, here's a bonus one I just found right now. A couple gets arrested after silly string fight at Walmart. Okay, let me click the report for this one.
Okay, you know what? Actually, that's not even people doing stupid shit. That's just people having fun.
That's people having fun.
And you know what? I applaud you guys for that. We won't even call you out on that. Congratulations.
That's fun. Yeah, a couple in Michigan, Walmart, they were arrested for having a silly string fight.
Really?
Yeah. It sounds like
Andrew's just an asshole. Andrew ain't got no sense of fun.
It sounds like they did make quite a mess. That was the quote. So
That's what them high schoolers are for, man.
26 and 24, Samantha and Derek, they've been charged with a misdemeanor third-degree retail fraud, according to the report. The crime is punishable by up to 93 days in jail or a fine up to $500 or 3 times the value of the objects taken.
Hey man, what you in here for?
So how much is silly
burglary?
How much?
What about you? Oh, I'm in here for fraud. What about you? I got in a silly string fight in a Walmart.
Oh, his ass is
Fuck.
rape.
Fuck, dude.
Oh wait, how much are silly strings? They're not that expensive, are they?
No, they're actually not that expensive. I think I saw a can go for like a few bucks the other week.
So they can either go 93 days in jail or pay $500 or fine up to $500 or 3 times the value of the objects taken. So they only use like 5 of them, then they have to pay like what? Probably not much. Like less.
So it'd be cheaper than the $500 fine.
It would be cheaper to just pay 3 times what the silly string is worth than the fine.
Yeah.
I mean,
But watch one of them is just like, no, I want to hang in jail and like be able to become this legend. He's just like, I was the guy who got jailed for having a silly string fight in a Walmart.
they call me the silly stringer.
They said it was silly, but it was all serious. Anyways, that's the end of people doing stupid shit, and it's time to move on to shout-outs. Tommy, what do you have?
My shout out goes to the finally released Blu-ray and DVD version of Evangelion 3.33 You Cannot Redo. I had this pre-order since August of 2014. I know people have had it pre-ordered much longer than that, but it's finally out in the Funimation dub as well as the Japanese subs. So finally purchasable in the the North America as well as the Europe.
Yeah. Okay.
So, awesome movie, total mind fucked. If you haven't seen the Evangelion anime series before, I recommend watching the show first. Get confused, have that love-hate relationship with it, then watch the movies if you feel like you even want to continue after watching after the show. But it's pretty cool.
Good. Okay. My shout out is more or less, it's not really a shout out, but it's more like a rant a little bit.
Alright.
It's directed towards Viz Media, who acquired One Punch Man.
Oh, really? I wasn't expecting that.
And I swear to God that if they release this, they better not charge like they did for Bleach, like $50 for like 8 episodes in a DVD pack.
No, they're going to. I feel like they're going to. That's just as bad as Sentai films, honestly.
No, them and Sentai and Viz are terrible. The only one who I think even gives a shit about giving anime even at an affordable price to their fans is Funimation.
Yeah, I mean, even some of their stuff first release is quite expensive, but then it goes down to a reasonable price.
Well, yeah, like what was it like Cowboy Bebop originally sold for like $60. The Blu-rays now you can pick them up on Funimation's website for like $30-40.
Something like that, yeah.
Or like the movies are like Evangelion. Of course, that's gonna be $30 right off the bat, but watch it'll drop to $20-15.
I paid $20 flat for that.
Did you pre-order it a long time ago?
I pre-ordered a long time ago on Amazon when it was 20, and then it just stayed at 20.
Yeah, I kind of wish it did that, but yeah. No, I'm really hoping One Punch Man gets a really good dub. I'm just really hoping that they put some really good effort into the organization. Just because it is, to me, it is one of my absolute favorite anime, but I see no reason for them to not do it, because this was technically probably the most popular anime of all fall last year.
Yeah, I'm really surprised Viz has that. I didn't know they still dub actual animes besides Pokemon and.
Well, it's weird. They'll them and Sentai they'll pick some of the weirdest things to dub. What was it? There was one what was his name? GR Arcada.
Mm-hmm.
He talked about something called Project Ice, and it was probably one of the worst anime OVAs I've ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
Because it makes absolutely no sense, and I mean no sense. I mean, if you thought Evangelion was bad, and if you thought Divergent was bad, Ice will just make you think, okay, it's seriously, you cannot make it a more logical story than this. But here's how it is. This series, which have almost no popularity whatsoever in Japan, somehow was picked up by Sentai Filmworks, and then not only released here in America, but dubbed.
Jeez.
And what's even funnier, though, is that the English dub is better than the Japanese dub.
That's good.
And, it was because all the Japanese voice actors aren't actually voice actors. They're actually members of an idol group who are a breakaway from a bigger idol group.
Oh, okay. Well, that
and they made that idol group for the sake of promoting this anime. It's really weird.
All right.
But that's okay. So that's my rant. Just
You know, I found out also Sentai Filmworks. They're gonna release season 2 of When They Cry, but they're not even gonna dub it. I know. Like they're gonna.
Here's the thing. It sucks that they're not even gonna try, but I get why.
I mean, I get why too, and I can understand
because it was so long ago that they dubbed the original.
But I mean, I can understand if they could get new voices for that. I can accept that because it's such that long gap.
I mean, yeah. I mean, look at Fate Stay Night. None of the original voice actors are really there.
Yeah.
I mean, like, what is it? They've changed Saber's voice 3 times.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. I haven't seen it yet, but
actually, no, 4 times. 4 times it's been changed. Every time they do Saber, it's a different voice.
That's weird. No, that's just a tradition.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like, oh, come on. You bought the rights to, like, this awesome, gruesome, like, series, and you're not gonna even bother, like, attempting to dub it. So yeah, kind of bum out about that one, but I'm still gonna pick up season 1, even though whoever holds the rights to Evangelion, fucking release it on Blu-ray already. Like, Jesus Christ, you know how hard it is to find Evangelion on DVD? Oh yeah, I have like the original, the Platinum Collection 10 case one. I'm so happy that I have that.
Yeah, I came yay close to winning that in an eBay auction, and I missed out.
Well, hopefully Funimation will buy the rights for the show since they have the rights for the movies. Hopefully they'll get the rights for the show. But I mean, oh, I forgot it's previous. I don't know if whoever had it previously still has some rights, distribution rights. I don't know. That one's tricky. Evangelion's tricky.
Evangelion is just weird.
Yeah, hopefully in the future, because I know the Blu-rays look fantastic from what I've seen.
Yeah. Anyways. Enough ranting. That is the end. People doing. Oh, wait, not people doing some shit. What am I saying? Shoutouts, and that is the end of episode 89 of Pixels and Bits on the Overshield.com. My name is Corey.
And I'm Tommy.
We'll see y'all next week, folks. Bye bye.
Later.